It's December 2025. As you probably noticed, I haven't been around for a while. I took a bit of a break, done customer jobs, got them out of the way, and now it's the end of the year, which leaves me with a little bit of spare time. Hopefully you're all well. I made a little bit of video the other day, thinking, shall I come back or not? But I was asking you guys, but I've had quite a few messages on my personal accounts encouraging me to come back, so here I am. Anyway, we want to build something. The Kangoo van didn't do very good numbers, so it put me on a bit of a downward spiral with it. Why should I bother? But I thought, well, let's make something cool. You know I'm a Clio guy, and it's time to level up. Standing outside next to a Mark 1 Audi TT then, you may ask. Well, I bought this a few months ago and my intention was to turn it into a bit of a daily, drive it around, blah de blah, while Christine, the black 20 valve turbo Clio, was off the road, but nothing really came of it. Put a new timing belt, water pump and a head gasket on. It did have a timing belt snap, so I put a new head on. Then for some reason the head didn't seal, so I think the head gasket needs sealing again. So it's sat here ever since, but at the same time, I bought a Clio 172 off Marketplace, and that was also a non-runner, but I know my way around them pretty well. Got a unit full of parts, and job's a good one. I turned that into a daily instead. It leaves me at a bit of an impasse because I have stripped that silver Clio down, and it was going for paint. It's in the unit. It's having some crazy colour. I've gone a bit mad on it. It started off a bone stock car, but now it's a bit, well, mental. Well, the colour is anyway. But that's not what this is for. I bought a Clio 182 shell with an S1600 World Rally Car kit on it. As you can probably tell, it's a bit rough around the edges, but that's nothing that I can't deal with. And this will be my dream Clio. So what's the TT got to do with this? I've already got a 20 valve turbo Clio, which is pretty fast at 300 horsepower and doesn't really weigh anything. So what's better than having a 300 horsepower Clio? An approximately 500 horsepower Clio, but the 300 horsepower Clio doesn't put the power down, so this one will be four-wheel drive, and I don't know of any other 172s or 182s that are knocking around at the moment which are four-wheel drive, especially Quattro. So I'm going to use the TT as a donor car, and I'm not going to do a floor pan swap, so that's for the semi-easy way of doing it. I'm going to try and integrate the rear subframe and the front subframe and the tunnel, but that's it. It's going to have the Clio original floor pan bar the tunnel, because I obviously need to fit a big exhaust and a prop shaft right down the center of the car. and that is a massive challenge. So what's the story on this car? Where did it come from? Blah, de, blah, de, blah. I asked on the Clio pages where everyone's getting their S1600 body kits from, and everywhere seemed to be Poland and France and other places around Europe. And I thought, well, that's going to be expensive. So I checked out a few of these companies that make this kit, and it comes in at around £3,000 plus shipping plus import duty. And I thought, that is expensive. So I've been wanting to build one of these, or kit a Clio with one of these kits, for about the last 10 to 15 years or so. Even before I owned my first Clio, I was in one of these cars and I was like, yeah, that's for me, that's a bit of me. A friend of mine that, funnily enough, I met at a Renault Sport meet at Diablo Motorsport, so shout out Floyd, and also Callum and Lulu at Clios and Coffee for organising an event, because if that didn't happen, I wouldn't have this. So I met a lad there who had a pretty insane Kangoo van, and funnily enough, this was his, and he used everything off this car when it was nice to go onto his Kangoo van. Then he went on another level and just made it an insane van. And looking at his van, my van would never compete, because he's probably 20 plus grand into his van. It's got everything you'd want on a track Clio, and it's really nice. So this got stripped and had the kit fitted and stuff before we built his Kangoo van, and it got put to one side and left on a farm for around 2 years. And he offered it me. He messaged me on my Facebook and says he's still after a shell. I have one, blah, 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 blah. So I organised a deal with him, and 2 days later it changed hands. So that was really frustrating, but I did not know it changed hands. But for whatever reason, I think it was because of where it was stored, they wanted it out the way, so I didn't have the money for it at the time, and it changed hands to the guy who worked on the farm, and he put it up for sale. So I jumped on that. It did have plastic doors and boot when I organised a purchase off the other guy, but the guy who purchased it secondly took the doors and the boot off for his project, and I organised buying the shell. So me, Scott Sharkey from Sharkey's Removals, and Jake Price, who also works at Sharkey's Removals, went straight over to Shrewsbury and collected this shell, which obviously was a pain in the arse to load. So we got it on the truck, and to get it off was another pain in the arse. I had to build a trolley, which it sits on now. So there you have it. Here's the car, and it didn't have any of this. It didn't have the bonnet on there or the lights. I've just put them on. They're only just for mock-up, and I've got some pretty insane ideas for this car and a look for it, etc. And if you're on my socials, you've probably seen that, because I wasn't planning on doing this video. It's only because a few people on my Instagram and my Facebook have all come along and said, I can't wait to see you build that Clio. So here I am. So what I'll do now you've seen the Clio, is I'll put a little montage after this clip of how it was sat on the farm and being loaded, etc., and how I got it. So obviously it didn't look like this. It still doesn't look that great, but it's going to look a lot better in the coming videos. So we want you to stay tuned and come along with us on the journey, and I want you to see how we go about doing this swap. I'm not going to go super in depth. It's going to be more an entertainment type one. I'm not going to show you step by step how to do one of these videos, because one, it'll take me months, and two, you're probably not going to watch it and just skip through half of it anyway, so I'm just going to save you the bother. So I'm going to try and keep it more entertainment, like a Matt Armstrong type video, whereas I'm putting the suspension on now, and then I'm going on to here, and then I'm going on to there. Not, this is a 32mm bolt, etc. This is a 10mm, and showing you exactly everything that's going to go into this car. Forgive me on that, but that's not something that I wanted to do, but that seems to be the journey that you guys are taking me on to make these videos. It is what it is, but we want you to come along and join the journey. said, that is the project for 2026. We want to level up. We want 400 to 500 horsepower, and we're not going to do that with front wheel drive. So we hope you enjoy the journey and come along with us on it, and we'll see you very soon.